Hey, Bellator Nation, follow us across a large array of digital platforms and stay up to date on everything you need to know. Like us on the Bellator Facebook page and see exclusive videos. Follow us and get instant updates on Twitter at Bellator MMA and get a chance to have your tweet live on the broadcast. See amazing pictures on Instagram at Bellator MMA. Join Bellator Nation today. From the gym to the streets, Bellator fans head to BellatorShop.com and gear up in the same apparel the fighters wear.
This year, Bellator MMA has already seen its share of magical moments. Heroes re-emerge.
And still,
Legends lay down their gloves.
one of the best to ever do it.
And superstar status was solidified.
Johnny Evelyn was unstoppable.
One World Grand Prix will soon conclude, while another is just heating up.
An amazing victory. Usman Nurmagomedov does it in quick fashion.
But tonight, the Bellator spotlight shines bright on two weight classes. The women's featherweight division features #1 ranked Alpha Katzengano, a former world title challenger who's one step away from a dance with pound-for-pound queen and reigning champion Chris Cyborg. But first, she must deal with the always dangerous Leah McCourt, who's currently ranked #4, knows that a win over Zingano puts her in the championship conversation. On the men's side, there's a pack of hungry, hard-hitting heavyweights looking to shake things up and dethrone the current world champion, Ryan Darth Bader. That seismic shakeup continues tonight when two of the division's biggest brawlers clash for their shot at the Bellator belt. Don't blink.
Oh, he's out. That was a big shot.
The American Predator Daniel James slugs it out with Brazil's Marcelo Golm in our main event. As the sun sets on the month of March, it's the golden hour here in the Golden State. The Pechanga Resort Casino in Temecula, California, a 90-minute drive from Los Angeles, is where people come hoping to strike gold. Speaking of striking, tonight, inside the Pechanga Summit, two surging heavyweights with designs on reaching the Division Summit meet in the Bellator 293 main event. Marcelo Golm and the American Predator Daniel James are both riding 4-fight winning streaks with 4 finishes, and both are undefeated under the Bellator banner. Hello, alongside Big John McCarthy, I'm Mauro Ranallo. We will also be joined by Josh Thompson. Tonight's feature attraction features two men capable of producing pugilistic pyrotechnics and nasty submissions. Combined, Golm and James have recorded 23 stoppage victories among their 24 triumphs. John, give us the BJM breakdown.
Both of these guys are just massive heavyweights, especially Daniel James. We're talking about a guy that's going to come into this cage about 280 pounds. Golm is big too, but he's the biggest he's ever been for a heavyweight fight. And he always relies on speed. So the question is that extra weight going to be helpful or a hindrance? And the real question is he going to be able to get this fight down to the ground where he has a distinct advantage in the top position with his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu? He's got good hands. So does Daniel James. Both guys can put this fight out with one shot.
Yeah, heavyweight showdown will most likely morph into a heavyweight throwdown in tonight's co-feature. Katzengano is pitted against Leah McCourt in a battle to determine the #1 contender for the Bellator Women's Featherweight crown. And Bellator 293's main card begins in the light heavyweight division. Sullivan Cauley ranked #9, with 5 first-round knockouts to begin his career, takes on Luke Trainer, who is 6-1. All 6 of his victories have come before the final bell.
Sullivan Cauley has been absolutely perfect in the Bellator cage. His wrestling is great, but his power, the power is unbelievable. Everybody that he has touched, he has put out in the first round. This is a guy to watch. Luke Trainer has got the full game. He's got a beautiful submission game. He can fight off of his back. He's long, he's lanky, and he's big-time tough. This is a great matchup. Can't wait for it.
Let's go to the numbers with the tail of the tape for our opening bout of the main card for Bellator 293.
You can see a lot of the metrics are very close, but a 74.5 reach for Sullivan Cauley with 81, which is massive for Luke Trainer.
Hey, this crowd is already as electric as the rivalry between Edison and Tesla. We are set for the opening introductions. Here is the voice of Bellator MMA, Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Bellator MMA Live on Showtime. Tonight from Pechanga Resort Casino, we extend a special welcome to the brave men and women serving around the world and joining us on AFN, the American Forces Network. Tonight, Bellator 293 begins in the light heavyweight division, scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. We introduce the blue corner. At 6'6", weighing in 205.2 pounds, his professional record 6 wins, 1 loss, out of Stevenage, England, presenting Luke the Jet Trainer. And across the cage, his adversary, fighting out of the red corner. At 6'3", weighing in 205.8 pounds, entering with the number 9 ranking. He's undefeated as a professional. 5 victories, no defeats. He fights out of Mesa, Arizona. Sullivan Cauley. And when the bell rings, your referee in charge, Jason Herzog.
Bellator MMA follows the unified rules of MMA. We go off the 10-point must scoring system for judging, which rewards 10 points to the winning fighter, 9 points or less to his opponent, based upon effective grappling and striking, and aggressiveness and cage control follows it. The feature bouts are 3 5-minute bouts, and the main event tonight will be 5 5-minute rounds.
Sullivan Cauley seeking a record 6 consecutive first-round knockout to begin his Bellator MMA career for Trainer. 4 of his 6 wins have come in the opening round. They touch gloves, and we are underway. What promises to be a spirited affair between the 26-year-old Sullivan Cauley and the 27-year-old Luke Trainer. Trainer with the height and reach advantage, but Cauley says, hey, that's the way I like it because I get opportunities to do what he's doing now, John. Crashing the gap, going for the early takedown.
Well, if we're going to look at one element of this sport, you got to say Sullivan Cauley has a big advantage over Luke Trainer. It is the wrestling department. Now, Luke Trainer's got great ground, but it is the wrestling that will get you to the ground, and Sullivan Cauley has got a definite advantage in that area. Now, in the stand-up, it was surprising that he went after the takedown so fast because he said he was going to stand. That really didn't happen.
Cauley, main sparring partner with Bellator heavyweight champion Ryan Bader, both alum of Arizona State University, and yet Cauley had a decorated amateur career in the striking arts as well. And that's what made him a full-fledged mixed martial artist when he began his career here in the Bellator MMA cage. And so far, it couldn't be any better.
Yeah, you could look and say this is his 6th professional fight in MMA, but he's had 11 Muay Thai fights, 10 kickboxing battles. He's got boxing behind him. This is a guy that will go and put himself on the line in any combat sport. So Sullivan Cauley in the stand-up has power, good hands, and the wrestling is definitely there. And you're seeing that right now. Luke Trainer trying to deal with that wrestling.
Cauley talking about the importance and how special it is to fight on the main card here on Showtime for the first time. A big moment for his career. Now Trainer sprawling, but being taken down again by Cauley. Against the fence, just over 3 minutes left in the opening round. Trainer has Colley's neck. Trainer has 3 submission wins, all via rear naked choke, but it's the wrestling and the pressure of Colley telling the early story.
Well, it's also the training with Ryan Bader, because you're seeing Sullivan Colley do a lot of the same things that Ryan Bader is so successful with. It is getting the legs, lacing them up, pulling on the arm, lacing the arm behind. All of these things make it tough to get back to your feet, but right now Luke Trainer got there, and that's a good thing for him at this time.
Covered collar tire, the tie plum, and a knee from Colley, but now Trainer looking for the takedown and delivering some right hands to the hand of Colley. And Colley now with Trainer on his back looking for the backdoor escape, wide base.
Trainer getting just a little high, wants to pull himself back with those hooks. Nice job of doing so.
So Sullivan Colley with some early issues, something he's not always been used to. His Trainer now looks for the rear naked choke.
Very nice, it's tight, it's over, it's over.
It's over, it's over. Luke Trainer has just derailed the Sullivan Colley Express. Mamma mia, what a finish for Luke Trainer as he sends Sullivan Colley to his first loss and does it in the first round.
So apropos, because Luke Trainer was 5-0 with 5 first-round finishes when he got his first loss, and he said he was going to do the same thing to Sullivan Colley. Outstanding job, but once he got the back, and we talked about, he was the better submission fighter. He was the guy that if he got the top position, he was dangerous from there. And Sullivan Colley just slowly started to make little mistakes. Right here, you see the wrist control by Trainer, and that's a tight squeeze before the locking hand goes back there. And at that point, he's not even reaching for that hand. It is gone. There's your tap out. Big time win for Luke Trainer to prove exactly where he belongs in the light heavyweight division. That was a beautifully executed rear naked choke, done incredibly well by hiding the hands. Great submission victory.
Representing Great Britain, top team with Ashley Grimshaw, Brad Pickett, Paul Day, and others. Luke Trainer, 10 years ago, at the age of 17, dreamed of fighting in America. He now has successfully made his American debut with finishes that, well, are dream-like, taking out the highly touted Sullivan Colley. Luke Trainer, who says MMA is his life, but helping vulnerable children is his purpose. You don't get more inspiring than Luke Trainer.
Let's go to the end of that fight real quick, and I want you all to listen to Luke Trainer's corner.
Away. Lovely, Luke. Lovely, buddy.
Ashley Grimshaw.
Luke, hit the face a little bit for me. Luke, can we hit him in the face just a little bit? Nice, Luke. Nice, nice Luke. Lock it in. Nice, Luke. Lock it in. Nice, Luke. Ah, yeah.
He knew. He knew.
He's called the Gent for a reason. Just an incredibly affable young fighter, bouncing back from a loss to Simon Biong with a rear naked choke victory over Lucas Alcina. He follows it up with a, well, bigger rear naked choke victory over the previously undefeated Sullivan Colley. It's Luke Trainer's night to kick off Bellator 293. Let's make it official with Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, the rear naked choke brings on the tap. Official time, 2 minutes, 58 seconds into round number 1. The winner by submission, Luke the Jet Trainer.
Let's go to Big John McCarthy.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with Luke Trainer. Luke, we have fighter meetings and we talk, and you walked through exactly what you were going to do in this fight. You said how you were going to win it, and man, you just made that all come true.
Listen, my family, for the past 6 months, we've been through too much. This is nothing. The fear that my family is going through right now, that kept me going. I love this sport. This is everything to me. Family, I love you so much. Sully, I'm sorry, you're a champ. I was scared as hell to fight this fight. Thank you, California! Well, thank you, California! You have no idea how long I've been waiting to say that. My Lord, this is a blessing. Thank you, God. Goodness gracious, I am a happy man. I'm a very happy man. Oy, oy.
You should be a happy man. You got his back. Got a little bit high, sucked yourself back in, and set up a beautiful rear naked choke. The way you did that, hiding your hand, you had the wrist control, got the arm around the neck, and then when you locked it in, you had to know, oh yeah, I got this.
That is it. Word for word, T for T. That's how we imagine this. I knew if I come in relaxed, I knew if I took my time, pulled a boxing with my hands, Coach Grimshaw and GBT, I've got one thing I need to do. It's been a long time coming. My gorgeous girlfriend is here. Please, baby girl, come here. Now, I haven't brought the ring with me, so I'd like to take the ring off and put it back on again. Help me out, babe. Is it a bit too tight? Baby girl, I love you so much. You are everything to me. I can't wait to put babies inside of you. Babe, will you do me the honor and be my wife?
Oh, she said yes. Holly and Luke Trader. Congratulations to Luke Trader on a victory and an even bigger win right there.
In the biggest win of his career, Luke Trainer put a ring around the neck of Sullivan Culley. And then he put a ring on it, the finger of his betrothed, Holly. When I said the night belonged to Luke Trainer, hey, the night belongs to Luke Trainer. Still to come tonight in the main event, Marcelo Golm, number 5 ranked heavyweight. 10-3, all 10 wins inside the distance. He goes mano a mano against the American Predator, Daniel James, coming full circle, began his pro debut in Bellator. 2014 went across the pond, came back, used that uppercut to score a huge victory. And so it will be Golm versus James. 23 stoppage wins in their combined 24 wins. Let's go to JT.
I'm here with one half of the main event, Daniel James. Daniel James, it's been a long run, buddy. You made your pro debut in Bellator. Then last November, come back, beat Tyrell Fortune, who's a ranked opponent. And now you're here main eventing in Pachango. How's it feel?
Feels good to be the main event today, and really excited how far I've come, man. I'm just really excited Bellator made the choice to make me the main event.
So Marcelo Golm said that he plans on knocking you out. You said you plan on standing. I mean, how do you see this turning out?
I don't think he has possessed the power to do that. You know what I'm saying? You know, but I possess the power to do that. You know what I'm saying? So the fight will end with me dropping Marcelo Golm.
So there's a lot of people back at home watching you. Is there anything you want to say to them?
Everybody just sit tight, don't blink. Stay watching your boy get his hands raised and be victorious. I'll see you when I get back home.
All right, good luck.
Pachanga Summit getting ready for that hard-hitting heavyweight tilt in the main event, but we now illustrate the depth of the Bellator roster, deeper than Mariana Trench, where tonight 2 highly touted, undefeated lightweight prospects want to test each other and prove that they are the better man. Archie Colgan, Justin Montalvo.
And now ready to make his way to the cage, Justin Kid Marvelous Montalvo.
26 years of age, Kid Marvelous Justin Montalvo. Bit of the body snatcher, boxing legend Mike McCollum in him. He loves to go to the body, he likes to attack the body like it contains candy, John.
no doubt about it. And this, like, coming out of Law MMA with Ray Longo, Justin Montalvo has proved to us that, man, he is a fighter. This kid comes after you, big-time body shots, and when he hurts you, he goes after the finish. He has no compassion to anyone other than finishing them in the fight. I love the way his attitude is. You saw him in the weigh-ins with Archie Colgan, and they were jawing at each other. He told Archie, he goes, I'm your Leon Edwards. I'm going to knock you out. Headshot dead. We're going to see if that can happen.
Montalvo 5-0 with 4 knockout finishes. He and KOs go together like Ramen and OJ. Joyner Lucas and Lil Baby walking him out with the sounds. He hopes to, well, continue to drop opponents like they drop by.
And now ready to make his way, Archie K. Colgan.
Former University of Wyoming wrestling standout, junior freestyle national champion, Big 12 conference champion, 2-time NCAA qualifier, and a 4-year starter. Also given back, head coach for the Mile High Wrestling Club in Denver. And yet, John, despite that decorated wrestling background, he has proven to be more than capable when it comes to striking, with 4 out of his 6 wins coming by way of TKO.
Man, his hands have gotten so good, Morrow. It's so amazing to watch someone come from a straight wrestling background. And look at Archie. He gets the top position. He starts hammering people. He does big-time takedowns, suplexes. I've seen guys put him in submissions. He slams his way out of them. That sometimes can be dangerous, but that is who Archie Colgan is. He is a dangerous man on the feet. His wrestling is fantastic, and man, has he got a gas tank.
The 27-year-old said, and I quote, "Before I turn 30 years old, I want to be Bellator champion," close quote.
As simple as it gets, you can't get past this. It's 6-0 versus 5-0. Both men have been fantastic in the Bellator cage and in their careers, undefeated. We're going to see who's the man that's going to take it.
Here is Michael C. Williams.
Here in Temecula, California, Bellator MMA turns now to the lightweight division. Set for 3 5-minute rounds live on Showtime. We introduce the blue corner. At 6 foot, weighing in 154.4 pounds, his professional record undefeated with 5 victories, no defeats. Out of West Hempstead, New York, Justin Kid Marvelous Montalvo. And across the cage, his adversary fighting out of the red corner at 5'8", weighing in 155.4 pounds. As a professional, he too stands undefeated, bringing 6 victories without a defeat. He fights out of Denver, Colorado, Archie K. Colgan. In charge, your referee, Rafael Davis.
Archie Colgan thinks one of his greatest strengths as a fighter is his composure. He believes he's the best at putting pressure on his opponents and staying aggressive. Kid Marvelous Justin Montalvo, he is looking to continue delivering fistic fireworks.
Fighter, you ready? Here we go. First round, fight!
The 27-year-old Colgan, the 26-year-old Montalvo, still very early in their respective careers and yet willing to put it all on the line in order to shine. Montalvo with Ray Longo and Matt Serra representing Law MMA in his corner, and Colgan fighting out of Genesis Trading Academy and Elevation Fight Team. Justin Salas, his main coach, and man, he's got killers, his trading partners, John.
Yeah, Justin Gaethje, Kamaru Usman, Brandon Kurtz. Nothing's easy where he's at, but I'll tell you what.
Nice body shot by Colgan.
Justin Montalvo, he is the same thing. Everybody he's training with are killers too. And once he gets on track and he starts going to the body, that can punch holes in your gas tank. We know that Archie's got a big-time gas tank. He does not get tired, but those body shots will add up if Archie Colgan allows Montalvo to get off to the body and land like he does.
Oh, beautiful right hand over the top that lands the best punch of the fight for Archie King Colgan. Looking to crown Montalvo, who fires back, but Colgan again lands a couple of right hands, and he's got Montalvo on inline skates. Montalvo in trouble against the fence. A steady dive of uppercuts.
An uppercut landed solid.
Right uppercuts rocking the jaw of Justin Montalvo, weathering the storm like a parka so far, but continues to eat these shots in close.
Boy, he ate these shots and he's coming back. What a chin on Justin Montalvo. We know that he's tough, and we've seen him in these just dog fights.
Man, he's like a zombie movie extra walking forward after eating thunderous shots from Colgan, who goes to his wrestling playbook.
Nice takedown by Archie Colgan, but a beautiful job by Montalvo to get back to his feet.
Incredibly, Justin Montalvo remains in the fight after tasting a ferocious fusillade of shots from Colgan.
Boy, he took some uppercuts there that were just massive. And bit down on the mouthpiece, got his composure back.
He loves to utilize his boxing, although Colgan has been very effective in the stand-up department thus far, doubling up Montalvo in terms of the punches landed. Montalvo, though, sitting down, Vanderlei Silva-esque with that combination.
Well, he couldn't have set a better person for the kind of style he kind of has. He just wings shots at times, and he definitely goes to the body so well.
Sharp right hand that momentarily bothered Montalvo, standing in front of Colgan. Colgan utilizing lateral movement. Another sharp right hand like a sniper for Colgan.
Colgan's landing the heavier shots from Archie, and Montalvo just keeps eating them and then coming back with his counters and landing, and definitely is landing to the body.
Incredible start to what we anticipated would be an incredible fight with... And Montalvo is rocked and dropped, and now Colgan rocks him with the right uppercut. Hammer fist. Montalvo desperately trying to stave off the attack, but it's over. Montalvo tried to stave off the ferocity of Archie King Colgan, but Colgan crowned him one too many times and records an incredible victory.
That was just, and that's what we're talking about, Archie Colgan, the power. His stand-up has now gotten really good, and he's got power in his hands. You can see it in his build. The guy is a powerful individual, and what a beautiful performance. He was relaxed, he took his time, he took some shots himself. But man, when he hurt Montalvo the second time here, watch the shots.
And you talk about teak, tough chin for Justin Montalvo.
I'll tell you, and just, I mean, that was a clean right hand right on the chin. But watch the follow-up, some of the shots that land. Beautiful uppercut again, lands a hammer fist. Montalvo goes to the back, lands one right there. You see him kind of go, he actually freezes and goes out for a second. Watch the angle. If you can see his face, you'll see his eyes just get stunned. Right hand, he's going down. Catches his balance a little bit, so you know he's there. But that beautiful uppercut, that landed clean. And here comes some big shots. I was looking in his eyes when he got hit by that one right there, and you could see he flashed out. It's a good stoppage by Rafael Davis.
Colgan violently takes Montalvo 0, knocks off another up-and-comer. He is 7-0, but 4-0 in the Bellator cage. All 4 wins via knockout. Let's make it official with Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, it comes to an end. 3 minutes, 33 seconds into round number 1 by TKO. He's still undefeated, Archie King Colgan.
Let's go to Big John McCarthy.
I'm here with your winner, Archie King Colgan. Archie, You have come into this cage and you have just kept improving with your hands. You put some big shots on him. The uppercuts were just nasty.
Yeah, man, I knew that he was gonna bite on the wrestling and the fakes and the level changes, and with that brings the hands down, and with that it lands the strikes.
Not only with that lands the strikes, when you hit him with that last with the right hand to put him down, and then you hit him with an uppercut, and then some hammer fist. Did you see him flash out?
For sure. Once he stumbled back, his eyes were looking all over the place. He wasn't straight.
Not at all. You are now in this position, 7-0. You are starting to walk through this division. It is a division right now that the Grand Prix is in. There's other guys out there. Who is it that you should be fighting in this cage next?
You know, honestly, I would like to say someone's name, but when I was leading up to this fight, I was solely focused on this man, especially after yesterday and the shit that he was talking. So I don't even have a name right now. I'm just hyped to put that crybaby to bed.
You told us that either in 2023 or early 2024, you should be fighting for the title. How many more fights do you think it should be before you get that shot?
Shoot, I think by the end of this year, I'm in the top 10, and we'll see what happens after that.
Sounds good to me. Congratulations on a huge win. Big time knockout. Give it up for Archie King Coleman.
Under the tutelage of Trevor Whitman in Colorado, and you know what they say, iron sharpens iron, getting to work with former UFC welterweight champion Kamaru Usman, former UFC title challenger Justin Gaethje, 27-year-old Archie King Coleman, now 7-0. 4 knockout wins in 4 fights under the Bellator banner and 4 first-round finishes. Doing it in style against a gutsy Kid Marvelous Justin Montalvo, and again speaks to the depth of the roster and the willingness for these youngsters to again truly test themselves. Kogan, the better man tonight.
Bellator says aloha with a World Championship doubleheader in Honolulu. Friday, April 21st, flyweight champ Liz Carmouche defends her belt against number 4 ranked Deanna Bennett. Then Saturday, April 22nd, it's the conclusion of the Bantamweight World Grand Prix featuring interim champion Rafion Stotts against number 2 ranked Patchy Mix in the tournament final. They'll battle for $1 million. And it's a Hawaiian homecoming for Alima Leigh McFarland when the former world champion takes on Kana Watanabe in a flyweight matchup. And on May 12th, Bellator returns to the City of Light when former world champion and top-ranked Gegard Mousasi fights number 2 Fabian Edwards in a middleweight clash. Plus, former champion Brent Primus draws France's own Mansour Barnaoui in a lightweight World Grand Prix quarterfinal matchup. Bellator MMA, where warriors rule.
And announced earlier this week, hey Chicago, we are bringing you a card deeper than your pizza. Bellator 297, June 16th, headlined by the light heavyweight world championship fight. The champion Vadim Nemkov defending against the hard-hitting Yoel Romero. Also, Sergio Pettis returns to defend his bantamweight crown against a man who owns the Bellator record book and is trying to set another record. Patricio Pitbull, the featherweight champion, looks to become the only 2-time champ as he drops down and challenges Pettis. And it will be number 1 ranked light heavyweight Corey Anderson against the 2 ranked Phil Davis. The winner could very well be next. It's all coming up. Bellator 297 as the Windy City gets blown away by this stacked card. And coming up next, it's a middleweight matchup. We have the dominant champion, the undefeated Johnny Eblen. Tonight, number 3 ranked former title challenger John Salter takes on Aaron Jeffrey, who was 2-0 with 2 knockouts here in the Bellator cage. 2 fighters who are going, well, in opposite directions. Now, with more, let's go to Mr. One Direction, Josh Thompson.
One Direction. Tomorrow, 2 fights, 2 stoppages. To start off the main card, this is going to be an electric night as it's starting off right now. But Aaron Jeffries is up next. I got to be honest with Aaron Jeffries. He's been a shot of energy into this middleweight division. He brings the pressure, he brings the fire, and he is definitely not afraid to sprawl and brawl. And he will push his opponent to the fence tonight and try to get the work done. But it was that shot right there against Austin Vanderford that put him into the rankings. Many people didn't have him looking good against him. but he had a great performance in that fight. Now, John Salter's got to get back on the winning ways, and the way he does that is by getting to his finishes, getting back on that finishing way. He's number 3 right now in the division with the most finishes in Bellator history. With a win tonight, he'll be up there with AJ McKee and Naaman Gracie tied for 2nd place. So, Mauro, I'm excited for this fight coming up next. Back down to you, bud.
All right, thank you very much, Josh. And yeah, very important matchup at middleweight. John Salter turned 38 March 21st. He takes on the 30-year-old Aaron Jeffrey.
And now to make his way to the cage, Aaron Jeffrey.
The Maple Leaf Mullet, Tillsonburg, Ontario's Aaron Jeffrey. Hey, he went all in 3 years ago, decided to grow out his hair, sport a muffin as a bit of a ha-ha joke moment. Hey, it's become his trademark, his calling card. He's selling merch, T-shirts, and here's a guy who is selling a lot more than that. He is selling everyone on his striking skills here in Bellator MMA 2-0, including a violent vanquishing of a former title challenger in Austin Vanderford.
Look, he is a dynamite defensive wrestler. This is a guy who never wrestled, but man, he has got outstanding defensive wrestling skills. He likes to be in the stand-up. He uses his wrestling ability to keep the fight standing. And if he does go to the ground, it's because he knows he's hurt you, and it's big-time shots with ground and pound. Aaron Jeffries, as Josh Thompson said, he has injected some life into this middleweight division. He is good, and he is here to prove that he belongs in the top 5.
He told us no one can keep him down in the gym, working with Kill Cliff FC, Niagara Top Team, and Aegis MMA. He said he doesn't want Salter on top of him. He's ready to sprawl and reverse, and as you mentioned, his defensive wrestling is on point.
And now making his way, John Salter.
And Jeffrey's defensive wrestling will most likely have to be on point because John Salter, a grappling guru, a guy who we mentioned turned 38 earlier this month, but you look at his record, John, 18 wins, okay, 6 losses at the highest level of the sport. 17 of his 18 wins have come inside the distance. And he's got 7 knockouts, 10 submissions. Well-rounded, well-versed, and yet closer to 40 than he is to 30.
Absolutely, and it is the difference. It's when does that age start to show in your fights? When is it that you're starting to slow down just a little bit? John Salter is here to prove, well, that age hasn't hit yet. His last 2 fights are losses. Yes, they are, but they're against Gegard Mousasi and against the champion in Johnny Evelyn. So it's not like those losses are against just average fighters. They're the very best. John Salter still has a grappling ability that few fighters possess. If he gets in the top position on you, he is a monster, and Jeffrey needs to make sure that that does not happen.
To further your point, all 3 of his losses in Bellator have come against men who held the title, including Rafael Lovato Jr. So you're right, only losing to the upper echelon of the division. All right, let's go to the tail of the tape for this critical matchup at 185 pounds.
Well, as you pointed out, Mauro, and that's why it's up there. Here's the big difference. 38 years of age compared to 30. Is this the time when it starts to actually decline for John Salter, or is he able to maintain that excellence that he's had against the 30-year-old Aaron Jeffrey?
Here is Michael C. Williams.
Live on Showtime, Bellator MMA now features the middleweight division. We're scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds as we first introduce the blue corner. At 6'2", weighing in 185.2 pounds, entering the rankings at number 7. He brings 13 professional victories, 3 losses from Tillsonburg, Ontario, Canada, presenting Aaron Jeffrey. And across the cage, his adversary out of the red corner. At 6'1", weighing in 185.8 pounds, the former title challenger, currently ranked number 3, stands with a professional record including 18 wins, 6 losses. He fights out of Wilmington, North Carolina, introducing John Salter. And your referee in charge, Jonathan Romero.
John Salter will most likely have to resort to his wrestling. Started at 12, was a 2007 NAIA National Wrestling Champion. For Aaron Jeffrey, he says he's going to put the pressure on Salter and make him panic shoot, which is, quote, never a good shot, close quote. And immediately Jeffrey takes the center of the cage and puts that pressure on Salter. Already Salter forced to reset, John.
Salter is looking for his read on as Aaron Jeffrey comes in. He's
Heavy
looking to
pressure.
see exactly what he's coming with. Nice job of circling off that cage to get away from him. There's a lot of pressure right now by Aaron.
And we have heard via social media from the undefeated middleweight champion Johnny Eblen, who holds a victory over John Salter. He is very pleased with the way things are going down here tonight at Bellator 293 as Jeffrey went down courtesy of John Salter.
And this is what can happen when you pressure so much. You're putting yourself in a position where there's not that ability to get yourself back. And right away, John shoots and he scores that takedown. And this is where John Salter, especially in the first round, you have got to be careful because you're not real slippery, a little dry. John Salter's going to lock something on, so you got to be very careful where you put those limbs.
And hey, speaking of Johnny Eblen, Jorge Masvidal knows what he's talking about, calling Johnny Eblen the best middleweight in the sport. Any argument from you, Big John McCarthy?
No, not right now. Johnny Eblen is the best middleweight that I see in the sport.
90 seconds gone here in the first, and for Salter, this is, again, the position he wanted to be in. How does he continue to capitalize?
Well, look, he needs to do damage right now. The big thing is you don't have to get the submission, but you have to do enough damage that slows Aaron Jeffrey down enough to where he's not that strong, he's not that durable, and he's not taking the same chances.
And Jeffrey's anti-wrestling being taxed here, being tested.
Well, he talked
like it's ever been.
And this is, this is what happens. You talk about, I get up, I always get up in the gym. It all depends on who's holding you down.
Yeah, you're looking at John Salter, who's been wrestling for 26 years in one form or another. And while the crowd may be getting restless, this is where Salter wants to, well, work on salting away victory because he's in the midst of his first two-fight losing streak. He knows that he's facing a streaking fighter in Jeffrey, and this is his best path to victory.
This is absolutely John Salter's path to victory. This is the fight he wants, and he's got it in the position he wants it to be, and so let's see what he can do with it. And you're noticing, see Salter with his right arm. See how his right arm is around the waist of Jeffrey, and that is John Salter saying, look, my major concern is keeping you down. I don't want to let you up. And that's why he's not taking that arm and bringing it up to use as a striking instrument. My biggest concern is to keep you on your back, and that's why he was in that position.
Under 2 minutes left in the opening round. Short body shots delivered by Salter to ensure that the referee doesn't stand them up, although the referee imploring him to improve position. Minute and a half left in the first frame.
When you talk about improving position here, he's in half guard, which is a good position for him because it helps him control the position. And so he might not want to move out of that position, but if you're not going to move out of the position, you have to do something with your striking to say that I'm being busy and trying to finish the fight.
Aaron Jeffrey forced to expend all kinds of energy just trying to defend, being smothered by John Salter. A minute left in the first round. The sole takedown of the round has been the story.
And the inability for Aaron Jeffrey to get back to his feet from this position.
And again, numbers just tell a bit of the story, but I'm agog at what I'm seeing. Salter 33 of 38 in total strikes. Jeffrey 0 for 4.
Yeah, but if you're Salter, you're sitting there and you're punching from the top position.
But more striking is 0 for 4.
Nice whizzer.
Reversal by Jeffrey in top position now.
Beautiful whizzer by Jeffrey to bring him over.
"15 seconds left, and Jeffrey able to reverse positions, chance a mullet. Hey, I'm the Canadian. I'll call him the Maple Leaf Mullet. But was this enough as we go to round number 2, ground and pound? Pachanga Summit, great crowd on hand here. 90-minute drive away from Los Angeles. Temecula, California, where meanwhile the Canadian Aaron Jeffrey being tended to in between rounds.
Big breath. Come on, let's go and go down. Let's go.
And the wrestling of John Salter at 3 minutes and 22 seconds of ground control in that first 5 minutes, and yet Aaron Jeffrey has to be buoyed by the fact he was able to reverse position at the end of the round.
Absolutely, that's got to give him a little bit of confidence going into the second round. And if there's one thing you're looking at, John Salter's looking a little bit tired. He's got a lot of sweat coming off him, just a little bit. Like, you know what? Breathing a little heavier than normal.
Salter went to the body nicely with the left hand. There's a right down the middle that tags Salter on the face by Jeffrey, teeing him up. Salter with the right hook curling around the guard. Not a lot of steam on it as he's forced to sit down and now looking for the clinch. And it's Jeffrey with the knee as he pins Salter to the fence. 4:20 left in the second.
What Aaron Jeffrey's trying to do here is just start to chip away at him. Make it to where those shots, when he does shoot, are not as fast, not as sharp.
Yeah, he told us that if Salter wants to shoot at his hips and be underneath him, he thinks that he can win that battle.
Where right now you're seeing this battle is John Salter getting his hands together right here. He's trying to get it. You can see every now and then he's starting to squeeze and try to pull those. Aaron Jeffrey keeping that weight down on the head of John Salter. That's making him very heavy. Doesn't want to get those legs together. That's exactly what John Salter was looking for.
Jeffrey pops immediately back up to his feet.
Nice display of the legs now.
90 seconds gone in the second. Salter again trying to take the fight to the ground. Again, Jeffrey turns the tables, this time in the stand-up position.
And you can see Salter had been going for that double leg, then went to the single. But Jeffries was able to turn the position on him.
There's that head battle again, John, for positioning. The two Rams that we said earlier in the show. Elbow on the break from Jeffrey. 2 minutes gone, head kick blocked by Jeffrey.
John is fighting a little bit too much with his back on that cage. We've seen in the past when he starts doing that, that's a problem.
Changes levels and takes Jeffrey down again along the cage. Two for 4 in the takedown department for John Salter. Competed for UFC, Strikeforce, now Bellator MMA.
John's been on the Bellator roster for now a good 8 years or so, and he has had some incredible fights. And the thing about him that's been so impressive is all of those finishes.
Yes, as we mentioned, 17 of 18 wins inside the distance, 7 knockouts, 10 submissions. And now continues to grind away on Aaron Jeffrey. Jeffrey was able to reverse to sweep from this position in the first round of the latter stages of the round, but that was then. This is now a lot more fuel has been utilized.
lot more fuel has, but you know what? They are getting slippery. You can see the sweat build up, and it should at times. You know, John is doing everything he can to hold on. He's using his arms to hold position right now. So his ability to damage Aaron Jeffrey is just not really there. Those elbows, they're bothersome, but they're definitely not going to end the fight.
Just over a minute remaining in the second.
Beautiful job by John to get towards the back there. He laced the arm. He still has that right arm of Aaron Jeffrey locked in.
Almost half the round has been controlled on the ground by John Salter. And through 2 rounds, 80% ground control for Salter against Jeffrey, who espoused his anti-wrestling. And again, we saw a glimpse of it, the reversal in the first, but with 20 seconds now left in the second, Aaron Jeffrey continues to remain in trouble.
Salter is looking to go towards that arm triangle, just couldn't make it happen. But again, still has that arm laced on that right arm of Aaron Jeffrey. So John Salter controlling position here.
And controlling this fight.
Yeah.
Ready for this, man. You're ready to fucking put this guy away. You can't get your hips square on him. If you get your hips square on him, that's how he's catching you. You gotta stay bladed, Don.
The issue's a striking, buddy. You're free to get back and head. Every time you get taken down, you're swinging over top. Stay to the body. Come back up after you hit the body, right?
In the whole rest of the round right there, okay? Let's throw something in front of that shot.
Yep.
Just send no answer. He's shot off the level change from 10 coming forward. You throw something in front of that, he's got to stop. Every time. Look good. All right,
let's go. Second down. Let's roll.
Third and final round of this middleweight fight between former Bellator middleweight title challenger John Salter, who's utilized his wrestling to great success against Aaron Jeffrey, riding a 3-fight winning streak, including back-to-back wins here in Bellator, thanks to his striking, and he needs to put that striking on display here in the third and final round and try to avoid the takedowns.
As you said, trying to avoid the takedowns, but not easy to do when you're in there with John Salter. He really needs to work on breaking the hands here.
Wrestled out of Lindenwood University in St. Louis, Missouri again. Was a 2007 NAIA National Wrestling Champion. He told us he needed to put Jeffrey in a bad spot and do some damage. Well, he's got his back, but Jeffrey now wearing him like a backpack.
Right now you're seeing that body triangle by John Salter, keeping him in place. But in the third round, it's going to be a little difficult. Again, sweaty, your legs are a little tired. There's a lot of time left here, so we're going to see how long John decides to either sit on that back in this position or if he's going to start really searching for that rear naked choke.
Jeffrey trying to break the body triangle grip, trying to control the wrist, break that grip. It's very tough to do from this position where John Salter all over his back. Jeffrey forced to carry the weight here with 3:15 left in the fight.
Gilbert Melendez used to be so good when you call it the hula hoop. He would do it on the ground or in the stand-up and get guys to, he would turn and make them almost slide in front of him, and he would take them down being in their guard.
Melendez and our Josh Thompson involved in one of the all-time great trilogies in the sport.
John doing a great job of maintaining that position. You see him with that lock leg. He's trying to always bring it behind the right leg if he can. That helps him keep him square on the hips. So right now, John Salter is not attacking in any fashion. He's in what we call a seatbelt position, arm over the top, holding his hands, just letting the clock go by because he knows he's up. You know, there's no doubt in his mind he's up right now, so all he has to do is let that clock run out. He's not trying to finish the fight, which is something that we normally see him doing. But Aaron Jeffrey's got to figure out a way to get him unlocked from that figure four.
And with Salter in the midst of his first 2-fight losing streak, obviously that is also playing a part. He wants to keep his career relevant, as they say.
And you can't blame him. It's tough when you're on that, all of a sudden you're 2 fights down, and you're thinking, man, I can't lose a third. And you're right in this third fight now, and you're right there, almost having the victory. You don't want to do anything to take that away. Here's where he's starting to try to loop him around.
Now, conversely, poor Aaron Jeffrey has to try to do something.
Aaron Jeffrey, again, so he needs to keep on making that weight go off to the side. He can't let John get back to center, but just like he did right there. Once you start to get that weight off, man, keep going.
Does desperation launch himself backwards, as I've seen many times in Japan over the years? Yeah. Not the most salient strategy, but what do they say about desperate times, John?
Yeah. Desperate times, desperate measures. And right now, Aaron Jeffrey better figure out a front dive. All kinds of things can be done. Got to be willing to do it.
Minute left. Salter continues to employ the body triangle. Jeffrey desperately trying to shake him off. 45 seconds left. Elbows to the leg of Salter.
Aaron Jeffries has figured out what human Velcro is, and it's John Salter.
Salter stuck to him like gorilla glue. John, it's incredible the way that he continues to control, and while it may not be the most aesthetically pleasing or entertaining, it's a strategy that is working for John Salter.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the striking offense of Aaron Jeffrey muted in his third Bellator fight. And John Salter won't be able to silence the boo birds, but perhaps silence those voices in his head talking about his career, because most likely will emerge victorious to end the losing streak. And yet a division that is as deep as it is, and we'll have to wait and see. And then for Aaron Jeffrey, John.
Well, here's your problem with it when you think about it. Aaron Jeffrey coming off of 2 wins. John Salter coming off of 2 losses. Both went after the fight in a different way. And like we're saying, John Salter is looking at this, I need to just get a win. But when you look at that win, and beating Aaron Jeffries is no easy task. But that's not the win that's going to put you back in a position where Scott Coker is going to say, I'm going to give you a title fight.
He and his wife celebrating, as I'm sure they'll do with a little fishing, his favorite form of relaxation. Also a successful real estate career. So again, John Salter turning 38 earlier this month, awaiting the verdict. A tough night for Aaron Jeffrey, unable to shake off the Velcro-like grip of John Salter. So it goes 15 minutes. And we are awaiting the scores. Let's go to Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the decision, we'll go now to your 3 judges at cage side. Sean Dallas Hall, Chris Lieben, Chris Crail, all have it exactly the same, 30-27 for the winner by unanimous decision, John Sultan.
Again, not the most entertaining perhaps, but John Salter using his wrestling to salt away his 19th victory, snapping a 2-fight losing streak. Let's go up to Big John McCarthy.
John Salter, you've had an incredible career. You've been in this cage so many times and put on all kinds of performances. I see you have the gloves off. What are you thinking?
So first of all, hold on. I know that was boring, but if you've ever felt Aaron Jeffrey, you know I was boring. He's impossible to hold down. One of the best guys I've ever fought. He's the future of the sport. Thank you for the fight. But I want to thank all my training partners at Jimmo, Salty Dog Jiu-Jitsu. There's too many to name. You know, Joe Selecki coming in has been an inspiration to me. Jeff Jimmo at Jimmo. There's two guys right here have been there all the way with me. Corey Crumpler and Chris Barnheiser and my wife. This is my last fight. It's been an absolute honor, and I've been so blessed. And thank you, God, for everything.
So you are retiring. This is the last one.
That's it for me.
Well, thank you very much for what you've done in this cage. You've always been a great competitor. And gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the last fight of John Salter's career.
2023 has seen this scene a few times. Fedor Emelianenko, Benson Henderson, and tonight, John Salter, after picking up his 19th victory with his wife, Lindsay, in the cage, proud parents of 2-year-old Penelope, John Salter announces his retirement at the age of 38. Again, 19-6 with 17 finishes, was a former Bellator middleweight title challenger. Congratulations and thank you, John Salter, for your contributions to mixed martial arts. Bellator MMA returns to paradise for 2 nights in Hawaii. Friday, April 21st. Undisputed flyweight champion Liz Carmouche defends her title in a rematch against Deanna Bennett. And then on Saturday, April 22nd, former champion, hometown hero Alimale McFarland clashes with Kana Watanabe, and it is the final of the 8-man Bantamweight World Grand Prix, as $1 million will go to either Rafion Supastats or Patchy Mix. And joining me is Supastats, and much like Missy Elliott, who of course came up with the phrase super duper fly, Rafion, your life is super duper fly these days. How's camp been going for you in H-Town?
Man, I can't complain, man. Camp here at Athletic has been amazing, you know. Everything's been good, you know. Everything's going according to plan.
What is something that has stood out for you, particularly in this camp, knowing that you're taking on a completely different opponent in Patchy Mix from your arch nemesis who you bested in your last fight, Danny Sabatello? Has there been anything particularly that you have wanted to focus on, especially for your next opponent?
Yeah, for this opponent, you know, he's a dangerous jiu-jitsu artist, so I've brought in a lot of really good jiu-jitsu artists. I've traveled to some jiu-jitsu schools, and I've kind of tailored my camp around me. And as far as like when I did the camp for Sabatello, I didn't necessarily prepare for him. I didn't bring in wrestlers, but I've brought in a lot of people of Patchy Mix's size and build and skill set. So.
And of course, striking will be a factor. You work with Extreme Couture striking coach Eric Nixick. It was at Extreme Couture just before the Grand Prix got started, where you and Mix used to share a training room. How does that play a factor going into this, the biggest fight of your lives?
You know, it just seems like everywhere I train, there's somebody there that I have to have a title fight with. First it was Rupert Sport, then it was Extreme Couture. But no, we didn't really train together because we knew we'd maybe be facing each other in the future. We had few words, you know, between each other. And at the same time, I know how hard he works and he knows how hard I work, you know. So he knows he's in for a fight, and I know the same, and I'm going to go in there and I'm going to beat the crap out of him, you know, just like I do everybody else.
And if you are to emerge victorious with that $1 million check, you will, of course, become the #1 contender and wait for the opportunity to become the bantamweight champion, because on Friday, June 16th, it has been announced that Sergio Pettis returns to take on current featherweight champion Patricio Pitbull. Pitbull looking to become a champ for the second time, this time going down in weight instead of going up. What's your prediction for that fight? Who do you think you will face for the title and why?
You know, that fight is crazy. There's so many questions, you know. Sergio's coming back, you know, so we get to see how he reacts to an injury. Pitbull is coming down in weight, you know, so we get to see how he performs at a lower weight class. I gotta go with my boy Sergio, you know. I think Sergio is gonna overcome all greats, you know. I would rather fight Patricio Pitbull. He's the Bellator GOAT, but I think Sergio's gonna get it done.
All right, final words for Patchy Mix as you get set to go to Hawaii to battle him for the final, the $1 million grand prize in the Bellator Bantamweight World Grand Prix.
So, Patchy Mix, as you know, as I've been telling you, you know, I don't see a lot of holes in your game. You got one big hole in your mouth, and I'm going to put my fist through it. So, I hope you're ready, man. I hope you're ready to take a butt whooping.
Good luck, Rafion.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
The gift of fighting, the gift of gab. Rafion Superstats, a career best 11-fight win streak into the final of the Bantamweight World Grand Prix against the equally hot Patchy Mix, who's reeled off 4 incredible victories. A submission specialist taking on Stotts for the $1 million grand prize. That's all coming up Saturday, April 22nd in Hawaii on Showtime. But coming up, the co-main event to determine the #1 contender for the women's featherweight championship. Alpha Cat Zingano squaring off against Leah McCourt. And let's get more on that matchup from Mr. Josh Thompson.
Thanks, Mauro. Like you said, the co-main event, Leah McCourt and Cat Zingano. Cat is one of those fighters, though, that's just kind of a grimy fighter. She's someone who's going to continue to do what she always does. She's going to push the pace, get in your face, and she's going to push for that takedown as much as possible. And she will almost always get it. So with Leah McCourt, she's got to start using her stand-up, sticking and moving. She's been making a lot of improvements in her stand-up game. Sure, she uses judo a lot to her extent. She also is very good on the ground. But in this fight, she's going to try to stick and move, sprawl and ball, put that jab and the kicks up the middle to stop the takedowns. I'm looking to see how Leah McCourt does now that she's at a full camp with a full head time coach for the first time in her career. And there's a lot at stake because the #1 contender spot is on the line, and the other one's going to have to go back to the drawing board. Back to you guys, Mauro.
All right, Josh, thank you very much. #1 ranked Alpha Cat Zingano against the #4 ranked Leah McCourt. Who's going to get a crack at the crown? It's time to find out.
And now, she makes her way to the cage, Leah McCourt.
30-year-old Leah McCourt, who has, again, taken her own unique path to get to this point of her career, because she's the mother of a 12-year-old daughter, Isabella, has spent countless hours simply driving to and from gyms to get the necessary work. And now, John, finds herself working with Next Generation MMA in Liverpool, England. Same gym as Paddy Pimblett and Molly McCann, working under Paul Rimmer and Ellis Hampson, the native of Belfast, Northern Ireland, found it to be a good fit, their first fight together.
It's been a very good fit. She's really improved, especially in the stand-up. Here you would see her against a good striker in Diana Silva, and she was throwing back the whole time. Her jab has become an effective weapon for her. She's always been good in the clinch. She throws a lot of knees, high knees like you saw right there. But it was the jab, that strike, separated her in this fight. That's what got her the win. Her striking has improved to the point where she now wants to be the striker in this match. Throughout her entire career, she has been a grappler, a judo star, but she believes she can outstrike Kat Zingano.
McCourt turned pro in 2017 with only one goal in mind, becoming a champion. She is on the cusp of getting the opportunity to vie for a title. When asked what would happen in this fight, she said, and I quote, "I think I'll finish her in the second round with strikes," close quote.
And ready now to make her way, Alpha Kat Zingano.
Nice reception for one of the greatest female fighters to not win a championship, John. She has vied for a UFC title against Ronda Rousey. She holds wins over two tremendous fighters in Amanda Nunes and Miesha Tate. She's a perfect 3-0 here in the Bellator MMA cage. And hey, she came to Bellator for one reason, and that was to challenge Cyborg for the championship. She'll have to get past Leah McCourt first.
Well, it's amazing because she's the #1 fighter, so she didn't even have to take this fight because she's already there, but she wants to compete. Here she was against Pam Sorensen. She hurt her knee badly in this fight, but kept up. There was a foul. That wasn't good, but she kept just grinding. As you heard from Josh Thompson, she's a grimy fighter. No, she's a technically very good fighter. Great wrestling, takes people down with a variety of attacks. Beautifully done right there. Look at her go for the ankle, comes up with the knee. Outstanding performance by Kat Zingano. She just doesn't fight enough. And I asked her, why are you not fighting more? She goes, John, I'm a mother. My son comes first, and I totally agree with her. She's made the right choice.
Her son, Braden, a 16-year-old standout high school wrestler. Mom wrestled from 12 to 21, and Kat Zingano told us that she refuses to submit to the idea that 40 is a negative when it comes to her athletic career. Hey, she's one win away from vying for a title. No negatives here, huh?
None. In our teletape, and the reason I've got the heights here, finally we have Leah McCourt, who was always at 5'8", at least 5'10". She's 5'10" to 6 foot tall against 5'6" for Kat Zingano. Is it going to make a difference? It might help Kat get those takedowns.
With the official introductions, here once again, Michael C. Williams.
Bellator MMA now presents tonight's co-main event live on Showtime. 3 5-minute rounds in the featherweight division. Introducing first, the blue corner. At 5'10", weighing in 145.4 pounds, her professional record 7 wins, 2 losses. From Belfast, Northern Ireland, presenting the #4 ranked Leah McCourt. And across the cage, her adversary out of the red corner. At 5'6", weighing in 145.2 pounds, as the #1 ranked contender, she holds 13 professional victories, 4 defeats. By way of Boulder, Colorado, she fights out of San Diego, California, Alpha Kat Zingano. In charge, your referee, Frank Trigg.
Alpha Kat Zingano out of Team Alpha Cat, San Diego, California. Coaches include Olympic medalist Randy Miller. And for Leah McCourt,
Ready?
looking to record the biggest win of her emerging career. This is her 10th professional fight. She is 7-2 overall, 6-1 in the Bellator cage against Kat Zingano, who is 13-4, including a perfect 3-0 here at Bellator MMA. I was always impressed talking to both fighters. They're very well-spoken and well-versed in what got them here and how they approach things, as McCourt already tags Zingano, but Zingano told us she has a bucket list of techniques, tries to add something to her impressive arsenal every fight, constantly learning. As Bellator MMA Nation getting in on the action, and the party of pain is definitely in full swing.
Take a look at Lee McCourt. Look how nice and relaxed she is standing there. But
And
that's the difference.
done. Zingano using her striking to take McCourt down. McCourt gets on her feet and just misses, tasting the knee of Zingano.
And the real question is, can Lee McCourt stop the wrestling of Kat Zingano? Can she just slow it down with good stand-up, good judo to keep her base?
Yeah, her dad wanted her and her two sisters to learn self-defense, put them in judo. She started training at the age of 7, became a black belt in judo, and then in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, started MMA training 11 years ago, and here she is in the co-feature of Bellator 293 against Kat Zingano. Nice elbow up top there by McCourt, unloading the right from long range.
Kat trying to dig for that underhook. She wasn't able to get it. She's got the overhook on the right side. Keeps on going up towards grabbing the head.
And McCourt loves to launch those knees. Shield by Zingano trying to block and delivers a left knee strike to the midsection. And looking for that takedown is Zingano. Shimada, but now defended, and McCourt controlling midway through the first round. Elbow from Zingano.
Nice back elbow from Kat. And McCourt doing a great job of keeping herself tight on that body lock. Every time you see her come to the side of Kat Zingano or have the back, she's got a major advantage in that position. She can do damage and really can't be damaged by Kat.
Minutes left in the first. McCourt putting the pressure on Zingano. Zingano goes for the clinch. Knee from Zingano pinned along the fence.
That was a clean knee, nice knee inside by Lee McCourt to the body. Lee McCourt's really winning this battle of the underhook.
Suffocating Zingano along the fence, just giving her no room. And yet Zingano remains aggressive, trying to create separation, trying to turn the tables on Leah McCourt. Another knee from McCourt, dropping her weight. Explosive attempt by Zingano, but high risk.
And this happens many times with Kat. She'll go for an explosive move, and it puts her on her back. It happened against Gabby Holloway.
Yep.
Right now, she's working towards getting the back of Lee McCourt.
And yes, she's slyly done so, and now it's Zingano just like that, looking for the submission on McCourt. Four submission wins, including a rear naked choke against Raquel Pennington. That took place under the Invicta FC banner back, well, 11 years ago. Long-time veteran, still fighting at the highest level. And just like that, we thought she might be in trouble when it hit the ground.
Turned the corner on it, got the back. Very nice move by Kat. And you can see the damage on the left eye to Lee McCourt.
Yeah, McCourt has not been submitted in her curve, but yeah, that mouth's becoming a rat in a hurry as we go to round number 2.
Leader, you know this now. That little mistake that you just made there, get to the back, you never do that again, okay? We're going to keep her on the feet, we're going to absolutely beat her up. Shift that. Match that round. Do anything.
She's got nothing on the feet. She's going to be more desperate for the takedown this round. In the clinch, you look in control. You just need to stay focused and switched on. I think you took that round. At the end, she got to a good position, but that's it.
Is there an end swell in the house for Leah McCourt? Mike Tyson in Japan against Chris Paul with no end swell?
Absolutely. One of the worst corner jobs ever. Here's that elbow. That was the elbow right there that caused the mouse on the eye. Look right here, boom. And it just takes that elbow touching that bone. Did a lot of damage, a lot of swelling right there.
Yes.
On Lee McCourt. One shot.
So Liam McCourt comes up for round 2, catches the kick, sweeps the feet of Zingano. Zingano again on the ground, but be careful what you get, because Zingano proved in that first round to be able to quickly reverse, but here now McCourt looking for a submission from the back without the hooks in.
See, and McCourt's very long, and so she'll get to some positions, but right now she's giving this up. She should be working towards staying on that back, getting up. Nice job
And
like
there
that.
is the reversal. And yet,
You've got to know when you're losing a position, and you try to hold on to something that's not good.
And Zingano goes for the kick, puts herself on her back into side control, goes McCourt. It's a wild scramble. And you wonder why Zingano went for a kick like that at that range.
I don't, many times Kat does things that, she goes for the big time move, and it works against her at times, and it just did again here. We'll see if she can work herself out.
Doing a good job of blocking the attempt to go to full mount from McCourt.
Beautiful shoulder pressure on the left side by Liam McCourt.
So McCourt inside control, delivering knees to the body of Zingano, desperately trying to explode and buck up, utilize those hips, try to again escape the top pressure from McCourt, who goes into full mount, but nicely neutralized there by Zingano.
3/4 mount. At least Kat has the ability to move some of Liam McCourt's body with those legs. But Liam McCourt's in a great spot right now. She was using her left shoulder beautifully to keep the head of Kat Zingano facing away from her. That made her.
There's posture, looking for ground and pound, firing down those right hands to the face of Zingano. Zingano's giving up her back, eating these shots, trying to block. And now McCourt looking for the rear naked choke.
Getting a little bit off. Again, square up your hips.
Zingano's never been submitted. Or excuse me, one time by Ronda Rousey. Very big, the fully tongue.
I remember one.
Well, McCourt looking for another submission here, but another reversal by Zingano.
Zingano showing a lot of strength right there, powered right through it.
Yes, Zingano's been knocked out once, been submitted once, and has faced adversity here, but has always throughout this fight managed to sweep and reverse her position against McCourt, and McCourt eats an elbow.
That was a clean elbow right there. This is a great position right here for Kat. She's very good. Half guard is a great position for her.
2 minutes left in the second. And McCourt content to try to control the posture of Zingano. Oh, another nasty elbow. Back's been surrendered by McCourt. Hooks are in for Zingano.
Zingano doing a great job of holding position here. She's utilizing the hooks. You see Leah trying to turn position. She wants to get her hips square with Lee McCourt's hips. That'll help keep her on that back.
Wants to flatten McCourt out if she can. 1:17 left in the second.
She's got that half Nelson you see on that side. The left arm holding that half Nelson. That's making life a little tough for Lee McCourt to turn.
Minute left in the second. Going from the half Nelson, now trying to snake the arm underneath, being controlled. McCourt trying desperately to keep Zingano from delivering shots and fishing for a rear naked choke.
Been some outstanding grappling on the part of both ladies here. Really putting a lot of effort out.
.30 seconds left in the round. Zingano from the back. McCourt doing a good job of defending, now looking to turn into Zingano. Zingano still has that half Nelson.
Half Nelson's holding in place. Nice job by Kat. Lee McCourt working really hard here, doing a great job.
Both Leah McCourt, Kat Zingano giving it all they got in that second. Back at Pechanga Summit inside Pechanga Resort Casino, third and final round. Featherweight matchup, #1 ranked Kat Zingano against Leah McCourt, ranked 4.
Man, there was some great grappling action. That was a beautiful sweep of the leg by Lee McCourt to get the takedown, and then Kat reversed the position, goes for the kick, falls down. Lee McCourt gets great positioning on her, opens up. But Kat turned it around, and in the end, Kat landed some big, heavy elbows. Some great body positioning, a very good round for both ladies, but Kat Zingano, in my idea, took that one. We're all even.
Third and final round. McCourt told us that she thought she'd finish Zingano in the clinch, and she just dropped Zingano going backwards with the left. According to Big John McCarthy, it is even, so this round is where we will determine a winner on his scorecard, and McCourt looking to take advantage.
McCourt doing a great job. She landed that shot. I think Kat was a little off balance. I don't think she was that hurt from it, but needs to be careful with the strikes where she's hitting. Kat's trying to hide her head.
McCourt raining down elbows, and you're right, has to be careful not to go to the back of the head. The referee, Frank Trigg, calls a timeout, and perhaps he saw exactly that.
Yeah, stay put. Stay right there. Stay right there. Over there. Nope. Over there.
When the fighter's not moving their head at all, got to be careful.
I'm not telling you again. It's your final warning. Stay off the back of her head. Those last few shots are coming too close. Do you understand me? Stay off the back of the head. Kat, stay right there. Next time she touches the back of the head, I'm pulling a point. Understand? Look at me. Look at me. You good to go? You sure you're ready? Good?
See, if anyone should know about the back of the head, it's Frank Trigg. He used to do that all the time when he was fighting. No, it's a good call by Frank. She's got to be careful of that. And when she's hiding her head, go to something different.
So Kat Zingano now starts in the stand-up and comes forward aggressively, punctuating that charge with a low kick.
That was definitely the right way to handle that. Don't take the point. You're taking away the position. She had an advantage. You took that away.
It was in the clinch that McCourt thought she would have the advantage. And there, the judoka takes Zingano right into half guard. So well done, the experience of her judo black belt, and talking about utilizing the clinch to effect. She just did so.
Just did so. It was beautifully done. In the clinch, Lee McCourt, very tricky. She's got great foot sweeps, beautiful tosses. A lot of wrestlers, when they get into that position with a judoka, they don't feel the danger until all of a sudden they're getting light.
So time now ticking away here in the third round. Kat Zingano on her back with Leah McCourt working from the open half guard. Zingano tried to explode her hips against the fence, running out of real estate.
And Lee needs to keep her hips a little heavy. You see how she's holding her weight up right now. There's not a lot of weight on Kat. McCourt, chance to move.
McCourt 3 for 3 in the takedown department, has scored a takedown in every round. Coming up on the halfway point of this final frame.
If you take a look at this round, though, Leah McCourt, in striking, she's just outstruck Kat throughout the round. take a look at that. 3 of 4 for Zingano. Yeah, the 75% looks great until you see that 16 of 24 for Leah McCourt. She's holding position.
Standing up, looking for long-range strikes. Going to give Zingano an opportunity, though. And now Zingano giving up her back against McCourt. But Zingano immediately turns into McCourt. A big reversal for Kat Zingano with under 2 minutes left in the third.
That is a big reversal. Let's see what she can do from this position because she's got a lot of ground to make up.
The grappling has been sensational.
Been fantastic. These women have just gone through all varieties of attacks, really putting each other in a lot of danger at times, reversing positions. It's been fantastic.
Short strikes from Zingano as McCourt controls her posture. McCourt scooting her hips, but now forced to give up her back momentarily, although she maneuvers to the cage, up back on her feet, and Zingano with the knee.
That was a nice...
And what a move by McCourt right into the back control. Incredible stuff from a bloodied McCourt. The will, the skill, the commitment. Both of these women have had to overcome so much to get here to this moment.
Yeah, that knee, it definitely ripped Lee McCourt open. That was a beautifully landed knee by Kat. Probably the best strike of the fight if you're looking at it, but it was only one strike.
McCourt has given up a dominant position in every round, but now she is trying desperately, somehow. A nasty gash, wearing a crimson mask. A bloody competitive battle goes 15 minutes, and it ends with another reversal by Zingano. This crowd on its feet. A fantastic fight between Kat Zingano and Leah McCourt. And man, respect forged in the blood and the sweat of these two warriors.
Well, I tell you, you cannot ask for anything more from either lady. Kat Zingano, just incredible reversals at times. Lee McCourt, beautiful takedowns, great positioning.
Superlative scrambles.
Superlative scrambles, very nice.
Incredible reversals.
Absolutely. I mean,
and so much heart.
Let's take a look and see if we can see the knee when Kat threw this knee. Beautifully timed. She's getting up, lands that knee, and you can see the cut open up right there. In fact, she wipes at it, and that's when she does the throw. Unbelievable. Great effort by both. And then Kat at the end, she's caught in a body triangle, and she turns inside of that.
Incredible.
That was not the very end, that was before, but Kat many times
every round,
position.
Every time McCourt had a dominant position, Zingano reversed it, and she did it at the end of the fight.
Figure 4, watch her reverse the position. Unbelievable what Kat Zingano was able to do at times, just rank right through it. Unbelievable.
Both Zingano and McCourt up to the task at hand as they go the full 15 minutes of what was a hard-fought affair, and there is the vestige of battle, the gash over the left eye of Leah McCourt, courtesy of the nasty knee from Zingano, and both of them with their hands raised, and both of them worthy of the Bellator MMA cage tonight. Definitely what a great battle. Let's find out who won, shall we?
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 non-stop rounds of action in tonight's co-main event, we'll go to your cage side judges. Your first, Chris Crail, scores the fight 29-28. Felicia O, 30-27. Michael Bell, 29-28. All have it for the winner by unanimous
jubilation and relief for Kat Zingano. Heartbreak for Leah McCourt. Zingano remains the #1 contender in what was an absolute gut check. Let's go to Big John McCarthy.
I'm here with Alpha Kat Zingano. Kat, that was an amazing performance by both of you ladies. The grappling that you put on, some of the reversals that you accomplished in that just were astounding.
I'm hard to keep on my back. I've heard that before.
Hard to keep on the back. Let's talk about that last round because it was so back and forth. She threw you a couple of times beautifully. You reversed the position. When you got up on that cage, you threw a knee that was beautifully timed, beautifully placed, and it opened up a huge cut. Did you realize how bad that you had cut her?
I mean, she's really tall and really strong and a lot of body, and I'm not used to that still at this weight class. And yeah, I knew that it was going to be a tussle with her and it was going to be a lot of work. And, you know, what I do know is I know how to cause damage in a lot of it. So, you know, I think the damage made up for some of the transitional periods, and here we are.
You put your #1 position on the line. You really didn't have to do that, so you were taking a chance. You obviously are keeping that #1 position. Who is it you should be fighting?
I mean, right now it sounds like it's a vacant belt half the time, you know, so I don't know really what's going on. I'm just going to follow Bellator's plan, and of course I want to be the champion. I've been working on that for a while, so whatever that looks like, let's go.
Sounds good to me. A beautiful win. Congratulations on a fantastic performance. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Alpha Kat Zingano.
Alpha Kat Zingano, a perfect 4-0 inside the Bellator MMA cage, now 14-4, 4 consecutive wins, fighting out of San Diego, California. Team Alpha Kat victorious, but again, Leah the Curse McCourt tasting defeat for the 3rd time, the 2nd time here in Bellator MMA cage, but dare I say it, a night where both of their respective stocks went up, showing us what we all love about the sport of mixed martial arts, and a man who's, hey, he's spilled a lot of blood, sweat, and tears in order to be a champion. Josh Thompson, your reaction to what you just witnessed?
Wow. I mean, there's not much else I can say. That's why they call this sport MMA, and they used every single tool they could potentially use in that fight. I give credit to both ladies. They came out and laid it on the line, and that's exactly what you want to see from #1 contender spots. That's what you're looking for who potentially may be fighting next for the title. That is what everyone wanted to see. That was a fantastic performance by Kat Zingano and Leah McCourt. But look, we're going to go ahead and talk the main event tonight. But before we get into that, it's going to be Lynn Vassell just a couple weeks back, okay, in San Jose, in my hometown of San Jose, got one back against Moldavsky. He was able to get this win. He had already lost to him before. This was his coming back party, and he solidified himself as the #1 contender and next in line for the title shot, which has been confirmed. I'm looking forward to seeing him and Ryan Bader. But tonight's fight really sets up who may potentially fight the winner of Lynn Vassell and Ryan Bader. There's a lot at stake with these heavyweights tonight. Daniel James coming in at #7 after his stoppage over Tyrell Fortune, and Marcelo Golm being at #5. Golm looks absolutely beast mode. When I saw him this week, he talked about, look, I put some size on. I feel great in the gym. My speed's going to be too much for him. He's not going to be able to handle my stand-up. I'm going to put the pressure, and if I have to take it to the ground, I will. But I'm looking for that knockout, and I'm definitely looking to finish this fight before the 2nd round. And I think he's looking to get it done as fast as he possibly can, because he thinks that Daniel James' cardio won't be able to exist with his cardio as the fight goes on. So, Moro, I guess we're going to find out who potentially could be next in line after the Lynn Vassell matchup. Back down to you,
right.
Mike.
Thank you, my man. Ryan Bader, the heavyweight champion tonight. 2 proven finishers, Marcelo Golm, Daniel James, willing to put it all on the line in order to moving 1 step closer for a chance at glory. Daniel James with final preparations in his locker room, grew up a student of the sweet science, loves his boxing, and you know what he loves more than boxing? His hometown of Chicago.
This is Chicago, the Windy City, home to Wrigley Field, deep dish pizza, and one of the highest crime rates in the country. My name is Daniel James, I'm a hard-hitting heavyweight who takes care of business in the cage and tries to make a difference outside of it. Chicago these days, it's rough, man. It's hard growing up on these streets with the gun violence, the carjackings, people getting robbed. The homelessness and the poverty is through the roof right now. And it's just sad that I gotta look over my shoulder and know that, like, man, anything can happen. The average shooter, 13 years old. The average carjacker starts at 12 or 13 years old. Outside of fighting, I spend a lot of time with kids. Try to be a mentor, sounding board for these kids that need guidance. I go to schools, gyms, youth centers. I know how tough it is to grow up in these streets, which is why I give much as my free time as possible talking to these kids. Now, here we are. There's 3 things I love about Chicago: the food, the bulls, and the barbershop. This is why I come for relaxation, conversation, and a fresh cut. When I'm in a barbershop, I just feel comfortable. I know that I'm good, I'm safe. The conversation that we're about to have is about to be powerful. It's like therapy. What me and my barber talk about is between us, you know what I'm saying? Everybody out here spending all this money on therapists should go to the barbershop. This is my barber, Creative Scott, barber friend. Where all the magic happens, so I can make your boy look real good today.
When I watch Daniel fight on TV, he like a different person. I'm like, do I really know him? Like, I don't want to see that part of him. You know what I'm saying?
The name Predator came from my uncle, man. And every time I did something in a gym or whatever, my uncle used to always say, man, boy, you got them dreads. He said, you're gonna start calling you the Predator. I say, what you mean the Predator? He said, no, just because I seen you overcame a lot of things in life. Then I was like, yeah, life is my prey. I'm the Predator. I look good.
Okay, so what's next?
Marcelo Gomes. Victory. In case you haven't noticed, the heavyweight division is about to change tremendously. We need a new star. And Daniel James is going to put on the show, night in, night out. I just love using these big blocks on my hand and just laying guys out. You know, either get knocked out or beat down, but it hurts so bad.
Watch this. Enjoy it.
The night of November 18th against Tyrell Fortune. That's like one of my favorite moments in MMA.
Oh, he's out. That was a big shot.
Shot by James.
And that last uppercut, I can watch that over and over and over again.
It's over. Daniel James, the American Predator.
It never gets old. It was the biggest punch of my life. When I raised my hand in that ring, the first thing popped in my mind was, everyone better be on notice, because nobody gets a break. Not while I'm in town.
Set now to make his way to the cage, Daniel, the American Predator, James.
The Chicago native hopes to reach the heights of those 80s Bulls, the dynasty led by his royal airness. And for Daniel James and Marcelo Golm, a couple of bulls in rhino hides, Big John. These two come to throw down. Yes, they've got some ground game, they've got submissions, but you talk to Daniel James and he says at the end of the day, people come to watch heavyweights throw leather, and that is what they're going to see, a fist fight tonight.
You gotta love that. Look, I've watched Daniel for a long time. I watched him when he first was in Bellator, and then he went away, and then he was in ACA, which is in Russia, fighting some killers, and I'm telling you, he did very well. He went out there, was putting on crucifix positions, knocking people out, ground and pound TKO, and there's the one thing that I saw, man, his ground and pound when he gets on top of people, this guy does not get moved. For his victory, keys to victory, just don't try to get that knockout. Just touch, 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 and the knockout will come. Ground him and pound him when the opportunity comes. Don't worry about the jiu-jitsu. If you're in the top position, you're going to do damage.
His career has come full circle, made his pro debut at Bellator 112 March 2014, scoring a second-round TKO victory over Eric Correa, went across the pond, honed his skills, and came back and recorded that thunderous victory over Tyrell Fortune, and his fortunes are on the rise.
And now ready to make his way, Marcelo Golm.
The Brazilian bomber Marcelo Golm, 30 years of age, 10-3, including a perfect 2-0 with 2 finishes here in Bellator MMA. But you talk to Marcelo Golm, very happy to be involved in his first main event, and says about his style, it's one word, John, it's aggressive. And yes, 8 of his victories have come within the first 5 minutes, including 7 KOs.
Well, we've seen Marcelo Golm really change his style. He was a guy that was a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu stylist and really got into the stand-up, but his stand-up is good. He's got fast hands, and he doesn't hit with the same power, I would say, as Daniel James, but man, he's got volume, and he just keeps putting shots on you until he breaks you down. His keys to victory in this fight are movement in the stand-up. Do not stand in front of Daniel James. You got to create angles, and if the fight hits the ground, you must be in the top position. And one of the things he's done is his training with Sergey Pavlovich. At least he's got a guy that very much is similar to Daniel James for all that training, and that is a big help. Our tail of tape for this heavyweight matchup, 257.6 for Marcelo Golm. That is the heaviest he has weighed in this division. It says 265.4 for Daniel James. As he walks into this cage tonight, Daniel James is closer to 280.
With the main event introductions, here is Michael C. Williams.
Bellator MMA live on Showtime from Pachanga Resort Casino. The time has come for the main event of the evening. 5 5-minute rounds in the heavyweight division. Sanctioned by the California State Athletic Commission, Commissioner Peter Villegas, Chair at Cage Side Executive Officer, Mr. Andy Foster. And now, first introducing the blue corner, at 6'6", weighing in 265.4 pounds. Right now, at number 7, he stands with 14 professional victories, 6 losses, 1 draw. From Chicago, Illinois, Daniel, the American Predator James. And across the cage, his adversary, fighting out of the red corner, at 6'3", weighing in 257.6 pounds. As a professional, 10 victories, 3 defeats. Now, with the number 5 ranking, he hails from Pitangueira, Sao Paulo, Brazil. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting Marcelo Golm. And your referee in charge, Jason Herzog.
Scheduled for 5 rounds in the heavyweight division. Marcelo Golm, 10 wins, 10 finishes. Daniel James, 14 wins, 13 finishes.
First round, are you ready? Are you ready? Fight!
The fuse has been lit. Round number 1. Immediately, Golm goes downstairs, attacking the lead leg with another leg kick, 2 of them.
Very smart tactic by Marcelo Golm. Heat up that lead leg. It's going to make it very difficult for Daniel James to move efficiently in the stand-up where he wants to be.
Again, low kick, old front kick to the face, timed by James, who bulldozes Golm to the ground. And this is where we could see evidence of that gargantuan ground and pound from the American Predator. But Golm gets back to his feet, finds himself along the cage.
Nice job by Marcelo to get himself back up early on in the fight. That's what he needs to do. He does not want to find himself on the bottom against James.
Here by James as Golm backs him to the fence. Trying to create some separation to perhaps launch a knee, or there's a short right to the body by Golm. Another shot to the body, making the early investment here. Knee to the body. So Golm doing the right thing here.
Just exactly what we're talking about. Just start picking them apart. Nice job by Marcelo. Attack the leg with the kicks, going after the body with the knees, little shots.
James launched his own knee and now trying to turn the tables on Golm. Jockeying for position. The battle for those inches.
You got to figure if you're Marcelo Golm, the longer this fight goes, the better things are looking for you.
James has not won it by decision since November 2014. Again, this one scheduled for 5 rounds. Under 3 minutes now remaining in the first round. And it looks like James is ready. Yep, delivered a short knee, but Golm anticipating that. And Golm continues to go to the body and now backs James to the fence. And so they are just jockeying for position here, John, expending a lot of energy.
There's a big push between the two here. As you're saying, it doesn't look like a whole lot. This is what we talk about being grimy. Just little shots to the body, like you see in Golm. He's trying to now move his way out. But the longer this fight goes for Golm, every time he fights a real strong guy, he's smart in taking the fight into the second, third round. And that's what he wants to do with Daniel James.
Coming up on the final 2 minutes of the round as James goes over the top with a right hand. Golm able to maneuver James to the fence. And again, peppering the body with short right hands. Knee up the middle by Golm. Responded in kind by James, who finally puts Golm on the fence.
Golm's been very effective with those knees inside to the body. When he's up against the
and James
back.
Yeah, loves to just put all of that weight.
And he needs to make sure that he's not holding James's weight.
Yeah, James is leaning in on Golm along the fence.
Let go of the cage, Daniel. You're going to lose the position. Turn your hands in.
The referee admonishing him for holding on to the cage. Jason Herzog, one of the best referees in MMA, getting the assignment here in this main event for Bellator 293. And there's a nice right hand, a short right across the jawline for Golm. Minute left in the round.
Great job of using the head for positioning. See how Golm is keeping James's head off to one side or the other. Very nicely done.
James no longer pummeling, and his corner calling for that. 40 seconds left in the first 5 minutes. And in the background, draped in the Brazilian flag, is Marcelo Golm's wife, Daniela.
Marcelo, do not go in the cage.
James, an engaged father of 4 children, 2 boys, 2 girls, engaging here in this heavyweight tilt with Golm. And John, not a lot of space between these two. Hey, there's an uppercut, short uppercut by James at the end of the round. And now unloading right before the bell. And there is Marcelo Golm, significant other, proudly representing their native Brazil, standing in support of her husband.
Relaxa. Relaxa. Olha só, já estamos na luta. Estamos aquecidos já. Então agora a gente vai raciocinar. Olha, ele está cansado. Ele está cansado, sentiu os chutes baixos também. Eu preciso...
First round out of the way, all that first round jitters, right? I need you to stay long for me.
Use that long stick and put it in his eye. I need you to follow it with the tube. I need you to pummel, okay? When we're against that fence, double underhooks. Short work. More knees on the inside and outside, okay? Beautiful job. Beautiful job.
Alex Trujillo in Daniel James' corner at Midwest Training Center. Marcelo Golm out of American Top Team Coconut Creek, and there is a former UFC heavyweight champion, Junior Dos Santos, supporting his Brazilian brethren, Marcelo Golm. And this is the beginning of round number 2. James checked the kick. Overextends with that left hook. Pawing at him with the jab. After 1 round, the Big John McCarthy unofficial scorecard reads
10-9 for Golm. He landed a lot of shots inside of the body. Big knees to the body. That was the difference.
Golm goes downstairs again. And James sitting down, leading with the right. Body shot by Golm. Kick by Golm, and James countered, but closes the gap and clinches. But Golm is quicker, initiating the offense, proving to be more effective in the striking department thus far.
Yeah, absolutely. Daniel James crushed that space when he was actually trying to throw. Put himself now into a grappling position again, which was most of the first round.
Repeated body shots with the right and now with the left-handed again. Continues to go to the body of James, and the more that continues, a knee to the midsection of James. The more this fight goes, the more taxing it will be on the proverbial gas tank of the American Predator, Daniel James. Those kicks taking their toll on James as Golm now reaching.
Golm's not really working hard for a takedown. He's just trying to put weight on the arms of Daniel James. Little shots inside. All this is smart fighting by Marcelo Golm because it's just taxing him more.
And it's accumulative.
Absolutely. You know,
and then takes him down with the trip takedown.
Beautiful trip by Marcelo Golm. Now in the top position, this is where he wants to be.
When we talk about the ground game, Golm has 3 submission wins. The last one, well, came against Davion Franklin. What a fight that was.
And again, a big, strong guy. So he's been in there with guys that, you know, have a strength advantage over him. May have power over him.
Does not ignore the body even on the ground. Ground and pound to the rib cage.
He knows how to wear people down, wear them out, and then take over in the fight.
James he tried to use the fence to help him with leverage, to try somehow to do what Katzengano was so successful in doing against Liam McCord in our last fight. Reversing position. Harder to do when you're 6'6", 280-pound fight night.
Looking towards an arm triangle. He's trying to bury that head. I don't think he's going to be able to get it from where he's at as far as working it up unless James ends up lifting that arm up.
Yeah, Golm does have a arm triangle choke submission win over Brandon Hebert back in January of 2021.
And this is just beautiful work by Marcelo Golm. Yeah, it's not really, oh my God, look at all the big blows. But it's just wearing down Daniel James. And that's what you got to do with a big, strong man. Just start wearing him down to the point where they get exhausted. The power's gone.
Under a minute left in the second round. Daniel James resigned to the fact that Well, Golm keeping him on his back now, but he cannot accept this position. Again, easier said than done with a guy like Marcelo Golm on top of you, well-versed in all facets of mixed martial arts. Began training judo at 13, but started Brazilian jiu-jitsu at 18. He's a brown belt. He knows his way around the ground.
Keeps on heating that body up. Very well done.
Marcelo Golm, top position, controlling Daniel James after 2. Has neutralized the American Predator.
Here Golm starts with that leg kick. You saw Lee James was starting to try to check that, and there he ate it. And there was where he crushed the space, and that's when things didn't go well. This was a beautiful job, a little outside trip by Marcelo Golm, sweeps the leg away, and then just systematically grounded. Started doing some nice elbows to the body, big shots.
What do you got to do? Or counter.
Exactly what he's supposed to do.
I need you to check him or counter. You want to go to southpaw? No, I don't think you need to yet. The leg ain't done yet. Listen to me. Sit up straight and breathe. Sit up straight and breathe. I need you to get those fucking hands going. Do you understand me? Get those fucking hands going.
Urgency on the part of Alex Trujillo. He wants Daniel James to get those hands going. Marcelo Golm, meanwhile, content to control. He told us that he loves top position, but his strategy would be to stick and move, use angles, look for the knockout if it's there, and then he told us, hey, if I have a chance for the takedown, I'll take it, but I prefer striking, and now it's the striking of Daniel James as Golm forced to retreat. James unloading at the behest of Alex Trujillo.
Well, he is unloading and throwing shots. Golm was blocking just about all of those.
Jab to the body by James.
Oh, that was a big shot. He's done.
Highlight reel fashion, just like that. The American Predator closes the show with an incredible combo. And there you have why mixed martial arts is unlike any other sport, John.
That's why people like heavyweights.
My goodness.
One shot changes the fight.
And it wasn't just one shot. That right uppercut, left hook, chef's kiss.
Big time shot by Daniel James. You know, coming out of that second round into the third, you heard his coach, Alex Trujillo, you just talked about it. You got to throw your hands. Come on. And
American Predator, Daniel James, has won 5 straight, all inside the distance. Now a perfect 3-0 in Bellator with 3 knockouts.
You know you can change your fight in fucking 8 seconds. You know that. Come on, man. Oh, you gotta go. Come on. Yes, sir.
Let's make it official with Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, it comes to an end suddenly. 26 seconds into round number 3 for the winner by TKO, Daniel the American Predator James.
Marcelo Golm sees his 4-fight win streak end. Congratulates Daniel James, and the American Predator is standing by with Big John.
I'm here with your winner, the American Predator, Daniel James. Daniel, I heard your corner, Alex Trujillo, say, start throwing your hands. I want to see you start throwing your hands. That was the 3rd round. Why didn't he tell you that sooner?
He told me that the whole night, last night, whatever. And you know what I'm saying? I just had to sit down and really think about it. When he came to the corner, and I realized our purpose. And then first off, I just want to make sure I give glory to God for this ability to even be in the ring today. And, you know, because the fight was going one way, I felt. And I said I had to let these hands go, and it's the coaches. So when I saw him backing up, I just kept pumping it. And I just believed in myself and pushed through and just won.
Marcelo was fighting a very intelligent fight. He was getting close to you, putting a lot of shots into the body, trying to slow down and sap some of your strength. But it's the power that you possess, the ability. That right uppercut landed again. You landed the left and then the right once again, and it was over. It is a power that a lot of people don't possess. You could put somebody out at any moment. You just rely on that.
Yeah, I'm a heaviest hitter from, I'm the heaviest hitter heavyweight at Bellator. I'm the heaviest hitter in the company right now. And I believe that. And everybody else believe it too. And I'm gonna keep it going, man. You know, one step at a time. Here, I got to go back to the lab and work on some things. And then just as far as, you know, I've never been a fan of checking kicks. I usually walk through them, but a guy like Marcelo going with some strong-ass kicks, man, and he really did some damage. So, you know, I got to work on this stuff. So everything is good, but I appreciate Marcelo going for being a stand-up opponent and his staff. So good job.
So who should be next for you in this cage?
You know, Bader's in the crowd. Bader knew I want him. And Bader's a good guy. But I think Bader, you know, Bader's right there. And Bader's gonna make a lot of money tonight. And I heard Bader say that, you know, he haven't been fighting anybody that was just worthy. So I'm willing to give him that shot and hope I'm worthy of giving him an opportunity, or me having an opportunity with him to have some fun.
Sounds good. You're gonna give him the opportunity to fight you, right?
I want the opportunity to fight Bader. I'm a big fan of Bader. And you know, there's no ill will, but I would love to share the octagon with Bader. And I think it's only right for him, you know, to make the money he needs to make and let me get the other portion.
Sounds good to me. Congratulations on a beautiful victory. Big time knockout. Give it up for the American Predator, Daniel James.
Let's not forget Linton Vassell would love his opportunity to challenge Ryan Bader, but all I have left to say when it comes to Bellator 293's main event, the American Predator, Daniel James, is a bad man. Bellator MMA returns to Hawaii for back-to-back fight-tastic nights. On Friday, April 21st, Bellator's annual Fight for Our Heroes event features U.S. Marine and undisputed flyweight champion Liz Carmouche defending her title in a rematch against Deanna Bennett. Then Saturday, April 22nd, the 8-man Bantamweight World Grand Prix is down to the final two. Rafion Superstats meets Patchy Mix in a battle for $1 million. Also, hometown favorite and former flyweight champion Alima Leigh McFarland takes on Kana Watanabe. It is a can't-miss, action-packed weekend of punches in paradise. Bellator MMA live from Hawaii, April 21st and 22nd. A victorious Daniel James. Hey, those kicks from Golm took their toll, but Golm was unable to chop down the American Predator. It was James, who chopped down Marcelo Golm in the main event of what was an eventful night, Bellator 293. Luke Traynor upset the previously unbeaten Sullivan Culley with a rear naked choke. The Gent gets it done and then puts a ring on it. And in a battle of undefeated lightweights, Archie King Colgan crowned Justin Montalvo. Archie Colgan with a tremendous display of his power as he remains unbeaten. And then the Maple Leaf mullet, Aaron Jeffrey, taking on former Bellator middleweight title challenger, John Salter. John Salter salted away the victory, but then announced his retirement. Liam McCourt, Kat Zingano took to the Bellator MMA cage and delivered a spirited scrap. Incredible grappling, sensational scrambles. Zingano remains #1 contender. And then the heavyweight showdown, it turned into a throwdown. Daniel James, the American Predator, detonating a crushing combination to record his 5th straight finish. He is now 3-0 in Bellator MMA as we say good night from Pechanga Resort Casino in Temecula, California.